Makeup removals are generally funny, so you mix emotions with that. For example, you make a makeup removal funny and satisfying. Ta-da! There you go. You have a viral video. Hey syndicates, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about videos. As you know, since Instagram Reels has come out and competed with TikTok, and also the advent of TikTok and YouTube competing against each other, videos have become an even bigger deal than ever before. So if you're not doing videos already, you're not gonna grow fast enough because, come on. Video is everywhere and it's super engaging. It has way more shelf life, so you should definitely be making videos. That being said, it's not a one-size-fits-all. One video doesn't work for every single platform. You need to know how to optimize for these platforms. You need to know how to make videos. So people will ask me all the time, like, Cindy, how are you making videos for different platforms? How are they going to be successful? How do they go viral? And the thing is, there's no secret formula to going viral or anything. Honestly, if there was, then everybody would go viral. But I know how to make nice, high quality video content. And so today I want to talk to you about how to make the most viral video content as you can. So if you're interested in knowing how to go viral on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube potentially, then keep on watching. Also, if you're confused about my face, I just did a photo shoot and I decided not to take it off because then I have to put my real face on, and so I'm gonna keep this on. So if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, you definitely should. Chen Designs, and on TikTok it's Chen Designs. And you'll be able to see this look and how it came along. There's no YouTube video for this one. But if you do want it, then make sure you comment below. Ding! First things first, you need to figure out your pillars. Pillars are the most important thing when it comes to your branding. There's 3 things that make a video or any type of content successful on a social media platform. This is taken from the YouTube handbook. This is taken from like the Instagram handbook. This is also appropriate for TikTok. You need your content to fit into one of these 3 pillars. 1, it should be inspirational or educational or entertaining. And if you can hit one of these 3 or all 3, then you will have a successful niche or brand. Inspirational can be so many different things. It can be you telling a story, lessons that you've learned about yourself, and helping other people grow. Entertaining could just be a bunch of like really interesting stories that you want to tell that could be funny, it could be shocking, and we'll go a little bit into that later. And the last one is educational. So you want to teach people things. People want to find value and come back to your page more often. So how do you do that? By giving them educational content. So as long as your content fits into any of these 3 pillars, then you will have a good overall brand. That's not everything to a brand, but when it comes to social media content, if it doesn't fall into any of these things, then it's just random shit and it's just not going to work out. Second big thing that will help your videos go viral is you need to know the type of video that will go viral, and that is a shareable video. How do you make video shareable? You need videos to be shareable because you can't just rely on each person liking it, commenting, and then scrolling past it. Shareable videos are generally videos that people are looping over and over again. They're sharing it to someone because it reminds them of someone they love or someone they know, and that is how it compounds to a potentially viral video because people are sharing it to so many people around the world. So if one person shares it to another person and both of those people share it to 2 other people, you know where I'm going with this. So what are the types of videos that actually go viral? 1, videos that are inspirational. So if you see a lot of like weight loss journey videos on TikTok, in a minute, people generally watch the entire video through and through. It has a very high watch time. Or maybe someone who overcame a big obstacle in their life and has come out much stronger, whether it be career, personal life, something, anything. We're all humans and we're all looking for that human connection. The second thing that makes video shareable is it's funny. If it can generate laughter out of someone on the other side of the phone, then they will probably share it with someone else, which is why platforms like Reddit is so popular. And generally I get a bunch of like Reddit posts from my own husband who just sends me really funny posts or cute posts. So if it's something that sparks some sort of emotional response, like it's funny, then we'll probably send it to someone else because they'll give them a chuckle. The third one would be relatable. And so this is a little bit more general when it comes to it being shareable. You would think common sense that, yeah, your video should be relatable, but what does that really mean? So something that relatable means is like a lot of people will create scenarios and skits that resemble situations that someone else would go through, just like yourself. So relatable things would be things that millennials go through or Gen Z goes through, retail workers go through, you know, like these are all things that like one other person in the room can relate to and be like, I've been there. Oh my gosh, I remember when. And so as soon as you can go, I remember when this happened, that spurs some sort of a reciprocation where they're sparking some sort of a memory in another person of a time when this exact thing happened to them in another situation that is specific to themselves. So relatable things are also highly shareable. That's also something that reminds them of someone they know, which means they're more likely to share it to them. And the next one on the topic of funny being an emotional response, shocking videos that make you gasp or go like this. Like those are the videos that will also be really, really shareable. Something that can surprise you, stop you in your tracks, makes you want to watch it over and over again. It could be a combination of shocking and funny, you know, when people fall or do stupid things, lots of trends where it's like fail compilations. Like the reason why these videos work so well is because they are surprising, they're shocking, they make you laugh. The importance of an emotional response will compel you to want to leave a comment and hit that share button. And the last one would be satisfying. Things that are satisfying, that are aesthetically pleasing, makes you want to watch it more and more and more. You're gonna get that loop, which is why oddly satisfying videos tend to get very, very viral, because all you wanna do is just watch this really satisfying thing like go over and over and over again. So a lot of like 3D designers probably will create these motion graphics that are endless loops of it going through it, or, you know, playing with goo, or everybody's had that feeling, you know, as long as it's something like satisfying, makeup removals, for example, they're really, really satisfying. That's why people like to watch those. If anything, my makeup removal videos have gone way more viral than any of my other videos, which is sad. But it's just a testament to what is shareable and what is not. Makeup removals are generally funny, so you mix emotions with that. For example, you make a makeup removal funny and satisfying. Ta-da! There you go. You have a viral video. What I want to give as a disclaimer is that, you know, just because you do all these things, it does not necessarily mean that like you will go viral, but it will provide you with the higher chance of going viral. Next thing is consistency. It's really important for you to have consistency in content, but also in your posting schedule. So a lot of people will do one or the other and not think about mostly the content part. They will miss out on the content. Posting consistently is really important on any app because apps want you to be producing content for them so that people can stay on your page and become followers. While as for consistency in content, people think about that less because most of the time they're just trying to like push out a lot of content here and here. But when I talk about consistency in content, it means that if you are, for example, a beauty page and you are posting fashion one day, lifestyle the other day, your shoes the next day, and something about food the next day, then if I showed up at your page, then I wouldn't be able to tell what your brand is, what your niche is, like what you offer for me. So if you're so unpredictable that you're trying to hit every single thing, then you kind of just look like a personalized page. And you need to always have some sort of a focus so that people can go to your page for a very specific thing. So for me, people will come to my page for avant-garde makeup and content growth tips, or retouching tips, editing tips, whatever. So it's everything kind of falls into content growth, I guess. Next is quality. So before you start asking why people are not watching your video, liking your video, or sharing your video, you need to ask yourself, can people actually see you properly in the video or whatever you're trying to show? Is the quality of your video grainy? Is the lighting bad? Is it poor quality in general? Like it's blurry, it's pixelated, it's 720p instead of 1080p. You know, all these factors will cause your video to be successful or fail. So always make sure that your video quality is very high, and if that means filming on your back camera instead of your front camera, having better lighting so that your phone doesn't struggle when it's filming you, or getting a camera to film higher quality videos, then I think that is something that's very necessary if you want to have a very successful video. So make sure your video quality is as high as possible so that you can optimize for every single platform. And speaking of optimization for each platform, this is the final big tip that I have for you. You need to optimize per platform, and that means a video that performs well on TikTok doesn't necessarily perform well on Instagram, and an Instagram video won't necessarily perform well on YouTube. You need to look at the videos that are successful on every single platform and adapt to each of them. The content may be similar, but the way that it's packaged needs to be different. Let's think about it this way. You have a bottle of perfume. When you buy it from the store, they just put it in a little bag. But when you go to the store to buy it as a gift, they package it differently, right? because now it's a gift. So I hope that makes sense, but the end product, the content inside is still exactly the same, but the presentation of it is different. So for example, if I'm creating a YouTube video right now, then when I put it on YouTube, if it's a makeup tutorial, I'm going to chop it up into a 15-second to a 30-second video so I can put it on as a reel and just show the best parts of my makeup tutorial and allow people on Instagram to watch it, because my audience on Instagram is more makeup enthusiasts and more on makeup education. So they'll probably go there for makeup education and makeup inspiration. But if I'm putting it on TikTok, if I'm talking during the makeup tutorial, I'll probably put together the funniest snippets I have of me talking in that 15-second or 30-second video, and maybe I'll go up to a minute depending on how entertaining I find it. And then I'll put that on TikTok instead. Reason being, on TikTok, people will want to watch things more because of me talking, and that's because I've looked through a bunch of and analyzed my content and figured out that most people like watching me talk through my videos as opposed to just seeing all the actions of me completing the makeup look. My followers didn't come from my makeup videos, they actually came from my videos that went viral because of removing makeup or because of me talking with my husband and doing cute skits here and there. So I've been able to separate how I package all of my content pieces, but the content itself is still exactly the same. So I will probably have my main source of my content, which is a YouTube video, and it is filmed and more high quality on my camera as opposed to on my phone. Maybe on the side, I will film a phone version of my makeup so that I have something specific for the vertical dimensions of each of these platforms. So when you optimize per platform, think about the way that you're packaging and you're presenting your video and whether or not that may be successful in every single platform. If you found this video useful, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment below of what you want to see next or any specific questions. I will be able to answer them about videos, about TikTok, about Instagram, about YouTube, or just about makeup in general, because this is what I do for a living. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified every single time I put out a new video, which is every single week on Fridays. So I hope you stay creative, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I think that is something that's very necessary if you want to have a very successful video. Oh, my DoorDash is here. Be right back.